And we're back. What's up, YouTube? Back again with another video. And in today's video, we are talking about how to drive the new 2025 Porsche 911 T-Hybrid, as you can see right there on the side of the car. All right, so I'm going to start with the outside explanation on how to operate everything from the key to the gas tank to opening the trunk, opening the trunk in the rear, or the front trunk in the front. Then we're going to go into the inside and how to operate the vehicle, take it for a drive, and all of that good stuff. So this is a perfect video if you're just curious because you like Porsches or Porsche 911s or what have you. If you're curious about the new T-Hybrid, or maybe you ordered one, you're thinking about ordering one, you want to buy one, this will be good for you. Or you bought one and you want to know a little bit more about how to operate it and make sure you're not missing out on anything. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So first things first, let's talk about the key. Key has 3 or 4 major functions. One, of course, is to lock it by pressing that center button. To unlock it, pressing the top button. That will lift up these door handles right here. The door handles have sensors on them. So if you rub across that little sensor, if so equipped, if you have that option, that will lock or unlock the door by rubbing on that sensor. This car actually is loaded, so it has all of those technology features, so you can use the door sensor pad as well. All right, to open up the front trunk with the key, you can hold down that bottom button. Just gotta press it one time. That'll open up the front trunk. There's a little latch right here in the center. Where is it? There it is. Right there. As you can see, you just hit that latch. That'll open up the hood of the trunk. And you got enough space in here for a couple of carry-on bags in the front trunk. There's also a little fix-a-flat kit right there. And there's a little extra stuff for your tire repair as well on the side. So you got that. Let me throw this in here. Boom. All right, so there's how you open the front trunk. You can also open the front trunk from the inside of the car, and to close it, just latch it and then push down. All right, so that's how you operate the key. Also, if you need to use the key manually, that little notch right there, you slide that up, and then the manual key will come out, and you can use that manual key to open the door. Right, there's a little hole right behind this latch right here where you can use the key to open the door. All right, so that is how you operate the key. The other feature on the key is this panic button. You can hold that down and the horn will start beeping in case of an emergency scenario. All right, another quick, see how that automatically opens up too when it has proximity sensors. So when you get close enough to the car, that will automatically pop open. Here's how you open the hood of the front. You pull that up, and in the rear, you pull that up. And the only thing you can see on the rear of the vehicle is this little, I don't know, vent that covers up the air vents in the engine. You can put oil in the car, and you can put coolant in the car right there, and that's about it. So, there you go. Just click that down. You're not going to have any access to the engine to see it or fool with it unless you take off the rear bumper cover, which we are not covering in today's video. So sorry for those of you guys that wanted to do all that. All right, so other things you'll have to consider or worry about if you're going to drive this car and some of the outside operation. If you want to fill it up with gas, here's the gas cap right here. You push it down right there, open it up, loosen it up right there, and put the gas in. Needs 93 octane, which you can see right there. To lock this or close it, just push down. Simple as that. If the car is locked, then you should not be able to open this, right? So you can't open that if it's locked, but the car is unlocked, you can open it up to fill up the gas on the passenger side in the front, which is a little bit different from a lot of your other sports cars. So I opened up the trunk on the inside using that latch. Let me show you a couple other features. All right, so right there in the very front of the car is your proximity sensor for your adjustable or adaptive cruise control. So that keeps the distance It's like your distance sensor. So if you have cruise control on and your adaptive cruise control on, that will keep the distance between you and the car in front of you. All right, so that's what that's for. You got your sensors on there, your parking sensors. That's what that is. And this car has also the surround view cameras. So there's a little camera right there. There's also cameras on other sides of the car, on the mirror. There's your camera right there. There's a mirror on each side. And of course, you got your backup camera that also is part of your surround system, which is right there. Your other camera right here on the other mirror. Now, you also have these functional air vents in the front. A lot of people, the kind of jury is out, but in person, it looks really good. Those are functional. So they stay open to allow more cooling, and then they close up to when they're not needed, I guess at low speeds. But I've always seen them open on the car, so I'm not sure what scenario they close up, but yeah, this car also has carbon ceramic brakes. So the cool thing about that is you shouldn't have to replace those brakes the life of the car pretty much, unless you go super hard at the track and tear your brakes up. And I think that's about it for the outside operation of the vehicle. If you're curious, what is the T-Hybrid all about? Well, T-Hybrid just means this car has a 6-cylinder engine. It has a turbo, a single turbo, and a huge single exhaust coming off of that turbo. And the hybrid system is basically the technology that there's an extra battery in the car. There's a starter battery, and then there's an extra storage battery that holds energy to spool up the turbo so that there's no turbo lag, right? So it basically has an extra battery that helps with the turbos, all right, or the single turbo. So it's not a real hybrid where you got to plug it up or anything like that. So yeah, don't worry about any of that. All right, so let's see how to operate this car from the inside. All right, first things first, on the left here, these are your seat memories. So you can set 3 different, positions or for your seat, but it also saves most of the settings in the car, like where your steering wheel is, where your how your mirrors are set, and then some of your convenience features within the car. Those can be set with those 3 settings there. There's your unlock, your lock. Here are your door controls for your mirror. Those are for your windows, and of course your Burmeister system. Here your front trunk, rear hatch, or whatever you want to call that. Then on this side, the engine start, your rear fog light, and then your front light control. All right, so let's go ahead and start up the car, and then we'll break down all of the other features within the car. All right, so put your foot on the brake, press start. Simple as that. It'll start up. I'm gonna go ahead and put the rear fog light on because I think that's cool. And yeah, let's talk about how to operate your Porsche 911 GTS T-Hybrid. All right, let's go. All right, so let's go over the functionality that you have at your fingertips, starting with these 2 stalks. This is your blinker. You can go up or down with your blinker, or you can use it to flash your high beams by pulling it in or pushing it forward. This second stalk down here, this is your cruise control. You turn it on or off with this left button. You can set it by pushing it forward or pulling it back, or up or down, and then you can control your distance with this little dial, this little knob or whatever right here. That's your distance control. And then there's a little button on the bottom for your lane keep. If you click that, you can turn on or off lane keep. So there's a press and hold button to turn off lane keep assist. Boom. Yeah, we want to turn that off for show. All right, so that is your lane keep and your cruise control. Then you've got your steering wheel, obviously. You got paddle shifters. Left one is for downshifting. The right one is for upshifting. You got your stalk over here on the right. that controls your windshield wipers as well. Then you have your controls on the steering wheel. So we got the nice Alcantara steering wheel with this car, with the GTS package. There's a little button. There's a little hidden button right here. If you have the feature that if you click it, heated steering wheel turns on or off. So we're going to turn it off because it's the middle of the summer. All right, so that's the little hidden button right here. That's your heated steering wheel. If you click this button on the left, that's your Porsche command center, like your AI or whatever you want to call it, your smart tool for telling you, take me home. Let's see if it works. I got a feeling it doesn't. Yeah, it's taking too long. All right, but anyway, that's your Porsche control right there. This little knob right here, let me get a little closer. That little knob up and down is your volume. This is your programmable button. You can program that to open up your garage. You can program it to be the track reverse. And then this button down here is track forward. But you got a lot of options that you can set that to. Right here is your horn and your airbag. Press that in, your horn's gonna go. On this side, you got the button here that can dial out on your phone. This is the back button for your MMI. This button over here controls what screen you're on and what the knob, you know, the toggle knob, like that knob will change your screne depending on what's highlighted. So like I'll turn it over here. It's gonna change what's up on the right. I'll toggle it again, change what's on the left. See what I'm saying? So there we go. Let me turn it back over here and then put it right there. All right. So that's your toggle for your screen and what's on the screen, which screen is highlighted on your digital dash. All right, so that's your digital dash. And then this very important like knob here controls what mode you're in. So sport mode, sport plus, or wet mode, or normal mode. So we're gonna put it in sport plus mode because we're just in a frisky mood today. All right, so there on the dash is your sport chrono that can like help you with your lap times. You can set it and it'll like go around when you're doing a lap. It also has a clock in it. Here is your main multimedia screen, so you can put your CarPlay on there. It has, of course, all of the settings for the car that you can toggle through. I like to just keep it on in CarPlay. And then here, below that, you press this button, that's your front end lift. So front end is raising. It'll tell you right there. That lifted up the front end. It'll stay lit as long as that front end is up. Click it one more time. And also you can save the settings of where you are if you want. But I already have this setting saved for my house. This red lit up button here, let me get a little closer. This red button here is your exhaust button. Let me get a little bit back. That's your active exhaust. That'll make it louder or quieter. When it's red, it's louder. These are your emergency flashers, your traction control on or off, your suspension. It's not showing me on the screen, but basically red is like a sport suspension, and then off is like your normal suspension. All right. Now your AC controls are right here at the bottom. So this is your fan speed here in the middle. That's your fan speed. I put it on auto, so it'll automatically set to the temperature. That's your temperature control, down or up. And it's right now it's synced, but if you use this one, that'll be for your passenger side. All right, right here is your knob to control your volume for your radio. There's a button here for left track reverse or track forward. Then you've got your front defroster, rear defroster, AC max auto. And then on the right side, these are your controls for your input for if you're on a stereo or actually, what is this? For your screen, so for your MMI screen actually. I never used that before actually. So that's for you controlling your MMI screen manually without having to touch it right there. All right, so let's get ready to drive the car. But before we drive it, let me tell you what all this stuff is here. This controls your sunroof, these three buttons. One is to open the sunroof right here. One is to open or close the cover for the sunroof. Right now it's open. That'll close the cover, give you a little bit of sun blockage, like a visor. This third button will it'll vent the sunroof without fully opening it. And then you got heated seats on the left and the right, for the left seat and the right seat. Your cup holder right there, your electronic brake, which if you push it down, that turns it off. Just have your foot on the brake and push that down, that'll turn that off, because we're getting ready to take off with these controls here. Then you also have your storage space right there. It also has a phone charger in there as well. So if you want to charge your phone instead of charging your gum, that's how you do it. You got your back seats and stuff back there. That's an optional thing in the car. Over here is your glove box. So everything in your glove box there. A little storage space right here, door locks and window open or close. All right, let's take this thing for a ride. Oh, a few more things real quick. Dome lights here and here. The SOS button in case you get in an accident or you need roadside assistance. I think that covers just about everything. Oh, except for one more thing. That is how you control the seat, the bolster, seat back, seat forward or back. It's got 18 different positions. So these are what are called 18-way seats. So all your seat controls are right there on the side of the seat for the driver and the passenger. All right, now interesting things about the T-Hybrid are this on the screen here. You have that green battery. That is the status of your hybrid battery system. So if it's fully charged up, that means you'll have full turbo boost, literally. Usually it doesn't go beyond like halfway. It might go a little below halfway, but if you put the car in Sport Plus mode, it'll keep recharging that battery. So that's something to know about the T-Hybrid. That's a little different from other Porsche 911s. Also with this digital dash, which is new on the 992.2, it has almost everything you could want to know about the status of your car. Like right there, you got on the left, you got your mileage, you got the temperature, the time, the miles per hour. In the center, you got the tachometer, miles till empty. On the right, you can put whatever you want over there, but I have it set for, since I last refueled, some little stats since I last refueled, but all that's configurable on the 992.2 Porsche 911. All right, so this should be useful to somebody that got a T-Hybrid GTS or just a regular 911 992.2 because it has some of these features as well. All right, so let's go ahead and take this thing for a ride. Put your foot on the brake. Right now, with the P lit up, you're in park. To put it in drive, you'll pull it all the way back. You got reverse, neutral, and drive. You pull it all the way back. That puts you in drive. You'll see the little D lit up right there in the center of the screen for drive. If you wanted to put it in a different mode like reverse, you push it up 2 spots. You'll get the reverse camera lighting up and the R will light up on the screen. Neutral, you just push it back like once without, like it's like a soft push. Then they put it in drive, it's like a hard push like that. All right, so we're in drive right now. I'm taking my foot off the brake and let's drive. Okay, so what's different or unique about driving the Porsche 911 T-Hybrid versus like a regular 911? I think the biggest thing is the sound. This car doesn't get too loud, at least not with the Burmeister system. It doesn't get too loud, but listen. And it's very torquey. So like you have torque on demand in just about any gear. So we're gonna take this thing for a quick ride as I try to explain some of the other things about driving this car. So of course I'm using the blinker system right here. All right, so let's give it some throttle and see how it responds. There we go. Yeah, responds well. Yeah, this thing is a beast. So we recently broke in the car at 1,600 miles. If you're ever wondering how to drive a 911 from brand new, what the break-in period, the manual for this car said 1,600 miles is the recommended break-in before you take this car to the track or do any really strenuous driving. They say avoid going past 4,000 RPMs. You know, I forget what the wording was, but it's not like the car is going to die if you pass 4,000. But basically, they're saying like don't overdo it in that first 1,600 miles. But we're past that break-in period, so now we can really drive this car. Perfect time for the how to drive video. Now let's go ahead and turn on the cruise control. I'm gonna show you how easy it is. So I'm gonna press the button for cruise control. After adaptive cruise control is on, and I just hit the lever down, and now cruise control is active. As simple as that. As you can see on the screen, it says set to 50. A little green wording right there says set to 50, and it has active cruise control on. So if somebody was to get in front of me going slower than 50 miles per hour, the car would keep its distance automatically. So that's a nice feature of this car, but it is an option. So you got to have that option for that to work for you. And I do recommend that as a nice option. Now I'm noticing it's keeping me in fourth gear. Now watch what happens when we switch modes to regular sport mode. It just went to fifth gear, and I'm going to put it in normal mode. Just went to sixth gear. So basically the modes give you a little bit more aggression, a little bit more throttle response, but they're going to eat up more gas. And then you have, ultimately, you've got wet mode, and that will try to reduce some of the torque and reduce some of the sensitivity on the throttle. I recommend, if you have a T-Hybrid, driving in Sport Plus mode, if you're not worried about the gas mileage, driving in Sport Plus mode, because it's going to charge up that battery. See that battery now? That battery gauge is almost full. It's like a notch below full. And the reason why that's good is if you have to let this car sit for an extended period of time, you want that hybrid battery charged to the max if it's going to sit for any extended period of time. Because if that battery dies and for some reason they can't recharge it, then you're out $35,000 for a hybrid battery. Okay? This car makes some interesting sounds as well, like from the engine area. Let me raise my rear view mirror up. It makes some interesting sounds from the rear cockpit with the turbos, the boosted turbos swishing on and off. Now, if you want to turn off traction control and act like a hooligan, the way you do that is you hold down the traction control button. If you hold it down for 2 or 3, I think it's maybe 4 seconds, everything turns off. Everything completely turns off. If you hit it down just once, then it's just a stability control. But if you hold it down like for the full 4 seconds or whatever it is, then it's also traction control and stability control. And are there any cops around? I just got loose a little bit, just a little tad. So you want to be careful though. This car has over 500 horsepower. Whoa! Trash in the street. Watch out for that. But over 500 horsepower and like 500 foot-pounds of torque, which is ridiculous. So be very careful. Look at the cop over there waiting. I saw him that time. You ain't getting me. Yeah, cop over there watching people at their stop sign to see if they run the light. Not I, said the cat. So anyway, when you're driving this car, just make sure you watch out for the cops, because they do like to stop Porsches more than they like to stop Lamborghinis and Ferraris, believe it or not. At least that's been my experience. Now, another feature of this car is it has like the intelligence system to prevent accidents. So be very careful about how you ride up on the car in front of you, because it will like automatically brake for you if it thinks you're going to wreck, So be careful about that, really careful about that. All right, so that's how you drive the Porsche 911 GTS T-Hybrid 992.2. All right, so in the next video, we're gonna talk about my review of the Porsche 911 T-Hybrid, what I think about it, my thoughts ultimately, whether or not I recommend this car and who I recommend this car to. Let me show you how to put this thing in park. Press the P button and that'll put you in park automatically. Good to go. But yeah, stay tuned for my review video on this car and more videos with the Porsche 911 GTS T-Hybrid, as well as my GT3. So you're thinking about joining my channel, or maybe if you haven't thought about joining my channel, maybe you should, because channel members on my channel get access to exclusive content with exclusive cars, like this here Lamborghini Revuelto, like this here Ferrari F8, like this here behind me Lamborghini Huracan Technica, or even the Porsche almost said a new car that I have on the channel that you guys don't know about, but this Porsche 911 Carrera T, the RS3. All of the videos that I upload on this channel, my channel members get to see those videos first as soon as I push them out, and then they're released on a schedule. I already have about 10 videos lined up that only my channel members have access to. If you're considering joining my channel, now's a good time. I definitely will shout you guys out. I'll answer your questions in my live stream with priority. Yeah, so hey, join my channel subscription through YouTube and get access to exclusive content just for you, and early access to content that I release on the channel, sometimes as early as 2 or 3 weeks in advance. So yeah, if you want the loose scoop, I got 2 cars that I haven't even released on the channel yet. So stay tuned, hit that join button. Hey, and join the exclusive section of our membership on the channel here on YouTube. Peace. Here with another video on how to turn $7,000 into over $100,000 in one single real estate investment transaction. You'll learn not only how to do flips, but also you'll learn the benefits of buying and holding and owning real estate for the long haul as rental properties. So what do you do when you're interested in investing or spending money on something, or spending time, energy, and money on something? You study. You know what? I can buy these houses for cheap prices and then rent them out, make a profit on them, and then it'll just be another business. So if you don't already own a home or own a house, you should buy a house that is a good house that will turn into a good investment. Yo, what's up? It's your boy Will Motivation, and today we're talking about my advice on the #1 way for you to get started investing in real estate.
It's the one and only Floyd Money Mayweather. I'm here to tell you guys to go to Will Motivation. The exotic cars is crazy. I've been watching this show for a little while now, and it's growing. But we need everybody else to subscribe to Will Motivation and support Will. I'm supporting him. You do the same.
Welcome to Will